Hello again. Now where were we? Right. I already changed this destination to be the fake new place. Doesn't exist. And I noticed a small bug when I was trying this, in which case that when it didn't exist, that the folder didn't get created, and it ended up with a problem. So now, if when we call this get zip file name, the first parameter is the actual destination, the real destination folder. And what it's supposed to do is search for an available zip file name and place it into this environment variable as a return value. However, if the thing passed in %1, well, that's the directory, it doesn't exist, and we're printing out this message first time, maybe dot creating folder %1, and guard against quotations, and then making that directory. You don't need the quotes for making directories, at least in Windows 7. It might not be true generally. It doesn't hurt, so why don't I put it in? It doesn't hurt to have quotes. And then go to end of file, because we can be sure that there aren't going to be any archive files in there. Now, these ands just allow you to do more than one command on the same line, and they go from left to right. So it should, when I try running this, it should print out a message, make the folder, the new folder, and then go to, and then skip the rest. Now I chose a folder, important docs, and since this is to be used with our special batch file, it has to have that XCOPY XCL file, which it does. Here's the folder. Okay, so a bunch of stuff, and this is its tree. So you can see that there's quite a lot of things in here. So it's a good example to work with. Now, as far as the exclude, let's say anything with the word Alan, that's my name, and itself. I noticed there were a few things. One thing. Well, let's add a little bit more to that. How about we can exclude this PKZ, any exe file. It's just the one. I don't really want that here anyway. How about excluding anything with SRT, SLN, okay, how about SLN? There's two. Okay. Everything's ready to be archived. Now, I'd like to see it happening. So, I'd like to maybe make it pause before it does the zip. Here's the zip. How about I turn the echo on here? Okay. And then turn it back off. Here. So, and maybe pause here. Let it do the zip. Let it move the zip. And pop the and pause again at the end. Okay. So we'll be able to see this process occur, which is going to be a lot of stuff. But it'll stop for a second to show us where we are. Then a bunch of stuff will happen. Actually, you might want to see this occur. So I'll put another pause. And remember to get rid of them later. And let's see how it works. I hope it works. Backdrop. Now remember, there's nothing there. The hidden tab, there's nothing there. Okay. So here's our first pause. Now you can see that a bunch of stuff has already been copied into this Vaco Dropbox important docs, right? Okay, now it's going to do the zip. Oh, can't, oh dear God. Can't create star. What did I break? Percent zip file. Oh, that's true, that's true. That's because of this line I added. The first thing I gotta do is set %2 equal archive 0.zip. And I don't know if we even saw that. Let's put a pause here too. Okay, restore the attributes. I don't see anything. Yes, there. Yes. Okay. think we're ready to go. Backdrop. Didn't see any message, but I think it's okay. It's okay, got the right name. It's doing its zipping. Okay, now that's completed. Now everything is currently in this weirdo directory. Now it moved the file to there, to the D colon. Okay, and now it's killing that directory. And we're done. Okay, now here's our archive 0. Now if we run it again, nothing happens, and that's correct. I want to get rid of all those pauses. Echo. Okay. This didn't seem to pause at all. Don't know why. But it did the right thing. And the next time it's not good. It is going to exist, so we'll be okay. Now, here we are in important docs. Now see, oh yeah, because I excluded these SON things. So now let's edit a file. Okay. This looks like Unicode. Now, if I run it again, that file should get added to my update or to my backup. No. Well, it's certainly there. I wonder what that was all about. Probably removing the fake over here. It's probably still there. Yeah, it's still there. I couldn't remove it for some reason. Oh, there's supposed to be I deleted the pop D, that's why. Because it looked like a pause. And that's why I couldn't get rid of it. Okay, let's try it again. Let's edit another file. Let's delete that. Well, maybe it's okay. we're in a kind of halfway stage. Let's see what's happening the third time. No. Cannot find the specified file. Oh. It's not moving the file. I gotta move the file, then the POP-D, and then the move. Now it's trying. There. I don't know if you don't understand what just happened there. I changed the order of things and it messed me up. So the last two failed, but this one worked because well, just looking at it. First, zip the file. Now I want to take the file I just zipped and move it to its destination, right? But I had the POP-D up here, which would have meant that I would have been back in important files, and the zip file wasn't there, so I couldn't move it. Instead, I have to move it first, then POP-D to get out of there, then remove the fake thing, and then I'm done. So now, what I have is an initial really big zip file archive, and every time I change something I get some little increment. Okay? And after a long enough time, you're going to have a whole bunch of these things. And I might want to just look at, what was the situation like at version 26 or something, right? So I made another batch file to do just that. And we don't really have enough of these to demonstrate it. I'm going to change this to its real destination, so that if we did use it there, it would go to the real drop box. And now, if I can remember what it was called, revert. Okay, so now here's BAT. Right now, BAT is a directory which has is set up with the drop box. Now this I have for testing, but I've actually already tested it, so let's I'm going to take it out. It's only a batch anyway. So here, the backup root is a Dropbox, and the destination dir. So now the way this thing works is I pass in a parameter. Let's put it up. So now I got a whole bunch all the way up to 16. So I can, if I specify some number here, what it's going to do is it's going to go to, it's going to say that the Destination is the number I've chosen. The root folder, which is this, and subdir, okay, which I get again using that same trick. It'll come out to BAT, right? Let's get subdir. Now we're going to need two of these. Now hold on. Where did we get subdir? Oh, yeah. Right. So again, same as before. Set the argument, the passed-in argument equal to the directory name and extension. The second argument. So now the variable, the environment variable subdir is going to say BAT. So it'll be backup root /BAT for testing. Not exist. Tester, maker, tester. Why does that say for testing? I think I certainly want to make that directory. I understand my own comment. Testing thing, but we gotta make the directory. Oh. No, that's fine. We try to make the directory, and if it still doesn't exist, then that's an error. Otherwise, now that's destination BAT. If there is no archive 0, there are no archives. That's an error. Now we go to the destination there. That's still just BAT. And what I'm doing here now. Oh, now this is the crucial bit. Here we are in this batch file using local variables. All right. Now the reason maybe I have two Endlocals is because I have two set locals. It certainly doesn't hurt to end twice. And I've got all these variables set up, right? But as soon as I get out of this batch file, everything becomes invalid. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a new batch file using the CMD extension, which is the same as BAT. But just to demonstrate that CMD and BAT are the same, which is going to have the following commands in it. Push directory to destination dir. If not exists, destination dir %1, which is the number I passed in, then make that directory. Maybe that's the reason for that. Oh, I see. I see why that's for testing, but it doesn't hurt to have it. This should definitely be here. It should be an error condition. That's why I said for testing. If I'm trying to revert to a previous version, and I haven't created any previous version, that should really be an error. So in the testing phase, it's not an error, but in real life, it is an error. Now, appended to our new batch file is a making of the directory which has the version number that we want to revert to, and then change to that directory. Now, ending local has now wiped out all these variables are gone. Okay, and we're back at, even if we had changed directories, we'd be back to where we started from. But we have secretly added a new bash file to the system, which we can then call, and that's going to put us in the right directory and make a directory for us. Now I'm using one of these for things. /L is one of these things that goes by numbers. It just counts from here to here in steps of this, setting %i equal to one of these numbers. So now I'm doing extract a PKZIPC extract minus -dir, over means overwrite, and then archive of the number supplied. And I'm saying success, even though it might not be a success. And that's pretty much it. Well, let's see if it works. Suppose I want to revert. Now it's using the current directory. How many did I have there? Let's say I want to revert to 8. So here I am in Dropbox back 8. Now this is what the situation would have looked like on that date. However, if sometimes things move around, so you might end up with duplicates of some files, like I have a folder called BATasm, and some of the files in that BATasm will also be in here. I find one. Here, asm link eventually went into there. COasm also went into there. But you can do a compare. Okay. Well, that one's newer than the other, so I can get rid of the other. Asm link. Various things. And now that's pretty much a temp. Nothing here has changed. I can get rid of it. It has no use other than for me wanting to maybe look back in time and see what something was at an earlier date. Now I'm just going to open this file and scroll through it, because I don't think I can put this into comments. It won't accept it. So I'll leave this up for a few seconds, and you hit pause, copy this down, and I'll go to the next page. Now I'm going to do a page down. And that was the last line of the previous page. You can hit pause and copy that down. And then take down again for the rest of it. Okay, now you can hit pause to do this yourself slowly. Same for this. Okay, here's page 1. You can press pause. Here's the next page. You can press pause. And that's pretty much it for that one. Now that should do it. Now you have a backdrop. And let me do this one for my new batch files. And it's a versioning thing now. The last one I just added 17. See, it's a small file. It only contains the bits I want, or the bits that have changed since 16. You know, as far as duplication and when things move around, you know yourself what used to be where and what you move. If you want, you can go inside and delete things. Alright, well, I guess that's it. I hope it works for you. It works for me. I use it all over the place. I have it set up for 1, 2, 3, 4 different not there. This one, so that's 3. And this one I use the backdrop for. These 4 folders. I use the backdrop for updates. Okay, see you later. Bye.